Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. James Sharmack here. So it's been a little while since we've done a Hiya Godzilla figure, and you know they take a little while when you place a pre-order because they get delayed. But anyways, we're doing a brand new one right now. We are doing the Godzilla 1999 or Godzilla 2000, depending on wherever you are. But we're gonna take a look at the figure. I'm looking forward to this. We'll take a quick tour around the box and we'll take a look at the figure. Okay, let's take a look at the box. Obviously, there's a bit of detail to it. Godzilla 1999 right there. The Japanese logo for the movie right there. Godzilla right there. More stuff there. On the back, got the usual text about the company. Picture of the figure right there. Other side. Godzilla right there on that side. Godzilla 1999 on top. So, let's take him out of the box and take a look at him. Yeah, this way it looks looking pretty cool so far. All that plastic. Nice bagged into plastic right there. I like how the figure comes pretty much all together. We don't have this, working the tail or whatever. Anywho, we have the figure outside the box, looking very cool. Very cinematic to the movie. A lot of detail going on. Love the red going up and down the dorsal plates. Very cool. Pretty much all the way down to the end of the tail, so that's awesome. Got a nice head sculpt going on right there. This is the figure that came out the design, came out obviously around the time where everything was extreme. So the idea was to make Godzilla a little bit thinner, a little stronger, a little more, extreme, obviously, with these dorsal fins, the way they look. So that's pretty cool. Nice detail, as Hiya always does. Like, you can feel, obviously, the texture on the scales, pretty awesome. Like I said, head sculpt's pretty cool. Let's open the mouth. Say pretty cool. That's nice. Detail of the mouth right there. Get the tongue down. There you go. Like the eyes. The eyes are pretty cool. Like I said, I love, as I've said with the past figures I've done, I love the detail on these figures. I like the neck, but these go a little bit more, I guess. So that's pretty cool. This is a figure I've been looking for a little while. And he doesn't come with, this is the regular, the basic, so comes with an extra pair of hands. No heat vision, no whatever. I mean, heat blast. Heat vision is a whole other character. So, pretty cool. Pretty solid looking figure. Okay, let's take a look at his articulation. So his head goes back that far because the neck, obviously, so that's pretty cool. It can go look up almost that high, look pretty down. Head goes crazy direction. You can probably turn it all the way around. I wouldn't do it just because the dorsal plate's in the way. So I said he's got the jaw articulation, he's got the tongue articulation, which is pretty solid. I dig that a bit. Arms, go that far. Got some bicep rotation, looks like. Some elbow articulation. Wrist comes off, obviously wrist articulation. Diaphragm can bend that far, can go that far. It's got crazy articulation. I should have said about the neck. I'm pretty sure I did, but the neck can do that. So it gets them head into pretty crazy positions. Legs go part that far. Go forward and back pretty much that far. That one joint, or he's got a double joint. The knee can't really move too far, but we'll see if we can. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Can move back that far. Ankle articulation. We're trying to get my hand out of the way, but most times it's not really happening. It's got a lot of articulation in the tail, obviously. This is not going to be one of those figures where you're getting balanced on the tail because the tail is kind of short. But like I said, like crazy articulation with the tail, so that's why I love this line. So much articulation. They didn't have to do it, But that's why I love these figures. Okay, so I just want to pull out the only other Millennium figure I have. That's, you know, okay, I have the Mazer version of this, but this is the NECA 2003 Tokyo SOS. You know, obviously the design's a little tweaked a little bit more, but you know, still along the same lines. If you want to compare the two, obviously, you know, but it is what it is, I guess. Shoot. And here he's next to the another Hiya figure I got, the King Ghidorah one. Obviously, he's got a bigger face, bigger maw. You could probably, you know, put a Volkswagen in that. Obviously, you can tell the difference. You know, they made him a bit stronger, obviously, and design-wise, right? A little more different, like I said, the extreme, whatever. Because that's what the time was back in the day. It was all around the time everything was going extreme. So, of course, Godzilla's got to be extreme, right? And lastly, I pulled out the Bandai vinyl version of the Godzilla 99 figure. I've had this one for a very long time. You know, I do dig it. You know, it obviously has a lot going on, texture, whatever. Maybe we'll do like a quick shorts on it. I don't know, but still, obviously, a lot seems to have transferred over, look-wise. Obviously, color of the dorsal fins, but you know, obviously, you know, this is more probably blows that one away, but still, I like it. Okay, so pretty solid figure. I dig it a lot. The only problem I have is, like I said, you order for like a specific day and it gets delayed and delayed and delayed, and you're waiting, and then you kind of forget that you ordered it, and oh, there it is, it's on the way. So that's pretty cool. So you know, I keep ordering these because they haven't really disappointed me. So I'll be honest, I dig the Hiya figures. They haven't really steered me wrong. You know, dig that crazy articulation going on there. That's pretty solid. You know, I like a good articulation on a Godzilla. You know, I mean, most of them, you know, he's moves like a tank, but if I can get him in a crazy action pose, you know, and he doesn't look stupid, you know, you sold me. So you know, I'm going. Obviously, I have a couple more in the pipeline, I hope. Or, you know, I will have some more in the pipeline. I don't want to, you know, I have a lot of Monsterverse. I might, you know, see about buying another Godzilla, maybe try to get that Beast Glove Kong, but I don't know. I'd rather, you know, see what they can do with, like, the older Godzilla properties, and, you know, I'm thinking about getting the Ghost Godzilla, the 2001. Yeah, that's the 2001. And see what that was. Even though I do love the NECA one, I want to see what they can do with it, what they do with it, and see how that looks. Anyways, it's about 50 some bucks. It's like $51.99 on Big Bad Toy Store, if it's still there. That's before shipping, so it's like $58. So worth it. I dig it. It's pretty awesome, and you know, I like it a lot. So, you know, it's, again, it's not really a review, it's more an appreciation, but, you know, like I said in past videos, I'm looking for some that, you know, that can be like a NECA, you know, have like some decent, at least, you know, some decent articulation around it, and this company kind of, you know, does the job, so I dig these figures a lot, and I'm going to be buying some more. Anyway, this is James Sharmack. This has been a Nerd Doom with J&J. As always, keep on collecting. Happy hunting.